r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. What pro tip would you like to give to the opposite sex? You don't have share the same hobbies as your partner. Just as long as you appreciate their enthusiasm about it and respect the time they dedicate towards it. This really goes both ways. And just because one loses interest in a hobby you bonded over doesn't mean they have lost interest in you or spending time with you. I'm about to come does not mean change the rhythm. It means keep doing exactly what you're doing until I do come FFS. It's also a broken command code that makes males come within 30 seconds. The entrance is further down than you think. By like a lot. Like you haven't even passed my balls yet. Your fragrance should subtly enhance your presence, not ominously warn of your impending arrival. Edit. Many have suggested the fragrance is better implied than announced quote. Which I believe was from someone famous in the fashion world. It was certainly my inspiration. I took some artistic license. Thanks for the gilding. You're too kind. Perfume should be discovered, not announced. And that goes for both genders. No vaginal after anal anything. You will give an awful UT if you do this. No double dipping. No anything after anal. Here are some reasons why. Pink eye. Hepatitis A. Urinary tract infection. If your dong turns brown, it's time to settle down. Stop rubbing the clit so hard. Quit mashing the doorbell. I said Carmen already. Do not be embarrassed to use the restroom before bedroom activities. No one wants to pretend they can't smell that smell. Excusing yourself to wash is never going to be an issue. This goes both ways. Edit. Thank you for the awards. These stories are great. Both ways. Front and back. This. I hate being mid-action and get a whiff of unclean. I used to get UTs a lot until I had the talk about taking the boys and his buddies to the car wash. Even if you think it's clean, wash it again. My glasses? No Dumbo, he's talking about lettuce. Not a pro tip but. Ladies, I don't care if I see your a-hole during doggy, I'm too busy clapping cheeks and making sure you enjoy it. Thank you for this. Wait. Are women worried about this? Like worried that the view is bad? If I'm wearing a button-down shirt and we are undressing each other, remember to unbutton the sleeves before you try to take it off. This is why I only wear tearaway shirts like the Hulkster. You're supposed to do your own sleeves while they go down the front. Be active. I don't want to duck someone who's just laying there. So remember. Kids, necrophilia isn't just boring. It's also a crime. Enthusiasm is sexier than anything else. Giving a blowjob is 50% skill and 50% acting like it's the best part of your day. Just like that Fort Minor song. Please don't finger girls like you're digging for change. And cut your fingernails. But then blunt those freshly cut nails. Rub them on your jeans until they're not sharp anymore. Edit yes. Guys. Nail files exist. But freshly filed nails can still be a bit too sharp for a delicate vagina. I understand this issue from both the finger and the vagina's perspective. Jeans really do buff sharp edges very effectively. Don't play hard to get. Also, sometimes your subtle hints are too subtle. Guys like me have such low self-esteem that it's easy to think you were glancing at someone behind me. We do not control unexpected boners. They surprise us just as much as they surprise you. God, I hate it when the wind blows at just the right angle with just the right amount of force. Makes shit awkward. Oh. That's why it is called a stiff breeze. Talk to the guy you like instead of waiting for him to talk to you. Kiss the guy you like if he isn't making the move fast enough. Tell the guy you like what you need before it becomes a problem. Edit. Thanks for the silvers. I'll toss one to my witcher. I'm girl. Can confirm this advice is solid. My clit is not a nub you need to sandblast. You bring a sandblaster to bed? I guess I'm vanilla after all. Yes. Don't just jump right in and start rubbing furiously like it's a ducking genie lamp. Start slow. It's sensitive. Girls, give guys more non-sexual physical attention. Head kisses and cuddles and hugs from behind. Touch us more. Head pats and treats. You're joking, but I convinced my boyfriend to leave the house by promising him that I'll make him mac and cheese and play with his hair. Probably mentioned. But don't be playing hard to get. Guys will either be turned off or just think you don't like them and give up. And if he does keep after you when you've clearly turned him down, that's not really a good sign either. Indeed. I was taught to believe a no means no and move on. Someone who rejected my first time asking her out got annoyed with me that I didn't try again. My primitive monkey brain was rolling around in its container about that one. Talk about what you like in bed beforehand. Tell me how I can make you feel better than good. Be open and honest about what gets you going. And let me get you there. I want to make you feel good, so tell me how to get there. Unless you prefer I stumble around in the darkness. In which case, tell me that too. Wash your ass. Soap your crack or don't come back. With soap. If you're in relationship, living together, sex can be initiated hours before through just the slightest physical interaction. A brief touch as you pass each other in the kitchen. A hug just for the sake of a hug. Subtle stuff like that. Passion. Really? My partner and I will just be chillin'. Maybe even bored as duck. Quick hug and suddenly something snaps and we'll lunge at each other. It could be once a month. Or multiple a day. Passion's weird and fun like that. Duck. I feel really lonely after reading this. Don't accept drinks from strangers. Sometimes we just want to be the little spoon. I was the little spoon for the first time in my life last year. Mother of God, it was amazing. Show interest. Not even sexually. Just showing genuine interest in me as a person is often enough to make me fall for you. Guys. Please moan. It's not embarrassing. It's hot. I don't understand it. For whatever reason my GF seems to agree. But I feel like I must sound like a dying chimpanzee. If it helps. I feel like I sound like a fake porn star at times. But it's literally just sounds I can't help. Female here. When you're going down on us and we're about to come, don't go faster or harder or change anything you're doing. Just keep doing the thing that got us to the point of coming. Things get hypersensitive down there, so it's easy to overdo it in those moments and kill it. Same applies during sex. If we are about to get off, do not speed up. Keep the damn pace you were at and just stay there. Don't hit on people while they're working. Especially if they're in any kind of customer service position. We're literally being paid to be nice to you. It doesn't mean we wanna bang. If you really want to make a move, please leave your number. I'm at work, I don't want to stop what I'm doing to give you my number. Just give me yours and if I'm interested I'll reach out. I got a number left for me the other day. I'm a waiter. That said. Number. Name. Need virgins. What the duck? Is this for some satanic ritual or some virginity kink? I never called the number. For the women out there. In most occasions you don't have to be worried about telling a guy you like him. We are starved of that kind of thing, and even if we don't like you back, the fact that you said that will probably boost our confidence for the next 10 years. The same goes for pretty much any compliment. I definitely remember for 10 years or even up to the rest of my life. LMAO. Guy here. Can confirm. Girl told me she liked me in like 2nd grade, and here like 20 years later it still boosts my confidence. Even though I may look like it. I'm not a homeless sexual predator. I am just an IT guy. Jake from State Farm? This applies to both sexes. Don't play games. Be honest about your intentions with whoever you're with. This applies to both sexes. Play more games. Board games are a great way for everyone to have fun. It would be nice if girls made the first move sometimes. It'd get incredibly tiring always being the one to initiate. We just want to feel wanted too. Open bracket. If you find a beautiful individual, smart and funny, don't instantly assume they're off limits. They could be quite lonely. Applies to both genders. Damn, this applies to me for sure. The amount of times my friends have told me I had a shot with someone after I've totally dismissed them as too good for me or out of my league. Solution. Always ask anyone you are remotely attracted to. There's a lot of fear around asking people out. But realistically it's only going to matter if either you have a strong pre-existing relationship which might change, and if that is the case, you probably know the answer before you even ask, or if you are asking it in a really creepy way, just ask simply and politely. Hey, do you want to go out sometime? Worst case scenario, you get to know and are able to move on to the next person. The anxiety you feel is irrational, so long as you can learn to move on from rejection, which you will only learn to do once you start facing it. The side effects of not asking and living a life of lonely failure because you were too scared to ask is always going to be much worse than the side effects of asking, which at most will lead to temporary disappointment or embarrassment, both of which you will completely forget in the fullness of time. It gets easier with exposure. The risk reward is always going to come out in favor of asking, because there are no real consequences to failure. Men should make more noise. This is hot as hell when they make us see how they feel good during sex. Yes, I know they're nervous about making weird or unflattering noises, but sex is not a time for holding back. Imo. Just let go and enjoy it. Some men, like me for example, find all sizes of boobs and ass nice. I'm gonna just duck and say it as a dude, I would like to get flowers and chocolates from a woman. I, a straight dude, once got flowers from a random guy in a park, and I shit you not, I was so ducking happy that day. It made my ducking week. Right then I realized why women love that shit. Random dude will always have a place in my heart. I get my GF flowers about once a month on average, I'd say. The last time I got her some, she said what would I like as random little signs of affection. I said flowers. She was kind of shocked. She asked why, and I said because they're pretty and small and nice, and it's honestly just the thought. Nobody gets me anything, so really it's just the thought. She did get a kick when I explained OFC I like flowers, if I didn't I wouldn't keep getting her them. Fingers crossed this Valentine's Day I get a nice set of flowers. Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be. Your parents were filthy junk traders. Sold you off for drinking money. They're in a dead pauper's grave in the Jakku desert. You come from nothing, you're nothing. But not to me. Guys. Keep a trash can in your bathroom if you ever expect her to come over a second time. Managing her period is hard enough without having to come out and publicly ask you where you want her to dispose of her trash. No girl wants to walk that shit to the kitchen. Edit. Ladies. Take your trash out with you when you leave. The guys are rightfully disgusted by what they find weeks later in the lined, lidded can they've all committed to get for you, but that otherwise rarely gets used. Thank you for the award. Kind stranger. Please don't smack my vagina. Or rub my clit like a damn DJ. Ouch. Let them decide if you're in their league. Not you. The Mandalorian armor stays on. Edit. THX for the bling. This is the way. Edit. Holy fuck. Thank you for the silver awards, kind strangers. To guys. We also love when you moan and make noise during sex. Obviously not over the top. But it's nice to hear you enjoying it as well. Chivalry is nice, but don't overdo it. We can tell when you're trying too hard. I had a guy nearly knock me over once trying to get to the door before me so he could hold it for me. Edit. Wow, this sure did get a lot of attention, lol. For those curious, the other reasons for him not getting a second date were because he was pretty damn off-putting during the date. I met him online. He seemed pretty normal online, but when we met he was dressed badly in clothes that were too small and not age appropriate. He was 37. I was 24. He tried to hold my hand while we were walking from the car into the restaurant, which I politely decline. We get into the restaurant and he tries to hold my hand as we're walking to the table, and I tell him no again. When we got to the table we started talking and he was talking way too loud. He started telling jokes and they were dirty and funny dad jokes, which I didn't mind. The only thing was he was saying them way too loud. I asked him to stop because it was making me uncomfortable and he wouldn't. He just told me I shouldn't care what people think and continued. So I just paid for my coffee and left. It was too much to deal with. Lady. After you, precious tips, Fedora. Don't hint at anything. Period. We won't understand what you're trying to say, or we will understand. But we ignore it because we don't want to look like a creep. Just straight up tell us what you want. Ducking like and subscribe.